Hello everybody, today we're going to do something completely different. Something that's never ever been done before. Today, we're going back in time. So buckle up, brace yourself, because once this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious see in the past. Do we make it? Are we back? Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's July 17, 2011. I'm your host Okay, alright, you caught me. It's not really July 17, 2011. Due to budget cuts and the way this economy is, I couldn't afford to spend all of you back in time with me. So, let me just set the stage, let me paint a picture for you of why July 17, 2011 is so significant. What I hold in my hand right here is a boarding pass. This boarding pass was departing from LAX at 12:03 a.m. and arriving in Minneapolis-St. Paul at 6:03, a red-eye flight. Now, to some of you may think it's just a boarding pass for a little vacation I was on in Los Angeles and I was coming back to Minneapolis. Let me go back even more in time for a second. At the end of September of 2009, I followed a passion. I followed my dream to go out to Los Angeles to pursue Hollywood, to become a star, to have my name up in lights, to have my name on movie posters, to put my hand in the cement. Many of you viewers probably already know that, but some of you new ones may not have known that part of the story. So occasionally, I would take flights back home to Minneapolis for vacation, for holidays, just to see the friends once in a while. But let me fast forward to April. It was Easter of 2011, and I got a call. And my mom said, guess what? And I just gotten word that my cousin was going to have a baby. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, but here in Los Angeles, it's great. And then May. I had a part-time job at the time. I don't need to say where it was. Most of you may know. And I was called in on a day I had off, the day after Cinco de Mayo. And long story short, coworker problem, really ugly. I was in the middle of it, but it led to my termination. I was let go from my position. And my dad had called me and said, can you be home this weekend because your brother's about to propose? And I was like, another thing that I cannot be home for. Just, there's a lot going on. And, at this point, like I said, it was 2011 and, I loved what I was doing out there. Loved, there's a lot of fun stories I could have, but I don't need to go into those. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. My lease was coming up at my apartment. I didn't have any girlfriend or anything like that, but I had a group of people that I could talk to about where my mind was at and where I might have been what I should do. And a little wiggle room and some bank accounts opened up that I could go home for a couple weeks, just to talk to my friends, talk it out with them, because they've been been with me through everything up until this point. So I flew, and when I left the airport that day, I said, I don't know, it's just not the same in Los Angeles anymore. I getting the second wind of, my cousin having a baby, my brother getting engaged, all that stuff. So I heard a little voice in my head and said, it's time to go back home. And, I used to do these videos in California and did day-to-day things and, kept people in line with auditions that I did and all this other stuff. But I did a really serious video and I channeled my inner LeBron James, and I said, July 17, 2011, I'm taking my talents back to the Twin Cities. And I boarded that plane, and I said those words, but in my head I wasn't ready. I doubted. I had fear. I had stress. I had voices in my ear, like, you know, you have a devil and an angel on your shoulder. I had the devil saying, "Oh, you're gonna be looked at as a quitter. Your friends are gonna say you gave up on your dreams." And you know, it ate me up inside. But I tried to just shut them up and, you know, see what plan was in store when I got there. And we're gonna fast forward now to another year later, from July 17, 2011 to the second big choice I made, and this choice changed everything. July 15, 2012. Just like my July 17, 2011 self alluded to, this is the second big choice I made. Now you're probably wondering, what happened a year later? What could have possibly happened a year later, right? Well, it's a valid question, and that's why I'm here to answer it. Let me paint the picture again a little bit for the setting. Remember the group I discussed in July 17, 2011? I said there was a group that I talked to about the choices I was making or the things that were going on in California. That was a Bible study. That was a community group that I had joined near the end of my run before I, you know, made my return here to the Midwest. So my spiritual self was growing, and my maturity level of that was growing slowly but surely. And like I said, it wasn't as strong as it needed to be, of course, because I came home, like I said, with fear, doubt, worry of what other people thought. But it was really growing. It started to grow a little bit through my return. Once the first couple weeks, I signed with my agent that I had when I was a little model, when I was like 4 or 5. I landed a phenomenal job. I'm not going to tell you, you know, most of you probably know what that job is. I don't need to go into detail about that, but just know that it's a fabulous, fabulous job that I landed early on in my return. And but the craziest thing, the most powerful thing that happened, the biggest choice I made, happened July 15, 2012. And no, this is not another boarding pass for that you think I'm just going to, oh, you flew somewhere else. No, this is probably really hard to read. I don't have a zoom feature on the camera when I'm talking. But I'll try to, maybe I can bring it in close like that. It may look to some of you like a graduation program. And as far as I'm concerned, it's definitely a version of a graduation, but it wasn't for a school. You see, I joined 990 other different people on July 15, 2012 in publicly declaring my obedience and my allegiance to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I was baptized 1 year to the day that I had been returned, you know what I mean, that I had returned to the wild, wild Midwest with uncertainty, with doubt, with fear, and in a blink of an eye, that all changed. Once I was dunked under the water and pulled back up, everything had come full circle. The small glimmer of faith I had leaving California and not knowing what I was going to do, and thinking of all the blessings that happened along the way that led me to the year to the day to get baptized on that day. Words can't even begin to describe how much emotion was going through my mind and my heart at that point. And that's when it all changed. Everything changed from that point. And just crazy what a difference a year makes. So how about we fast forward to the present time now in 2013 and just find out again how amazing things happen when you put Him first. Here's me in the present.
And we've made it back to the present. We're back in 2013. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tony Taylor, and thank you for visiting the past. What? Really? You're going to nitpick that. You said, because I said in July 17, 2011, and then a year later it was July 15, 2012, so you're trying to say it wasn't a year. I knew somebody would do that. Here's the thing. July 17, 2011 was the third Sunday in July of 2011. And July 15th, 2012 was the third Sunday in July in 2012. So I said a year to the day. I didn't say to the date, I said to the day. Sorry, just wanted to clear the air there. I knew one person would nitpick about how I talked about a year to the day, celebrating things and making choices and all that stuff. Well, here we are in the present, so stop living in the past. I alluded to how much a difference another year made, and as it's July 12th now, and so you know that date is coming up very soon to celebrating my officially two-year return from California, and that's kind of the reason why I put this video together in the first place. But I could go on and on about the amazing things that have happened in the past year since that baptism, but I'll keep the list kind of short and sweet. I was able to attend that wedding that I alluded to in the first video when I said my brother was proposing, and from what I've been told, I gave a somewhat okay best man speech. The baby that I talked about, I get to see him all the time, and I try to steal him. He's adorable. This has happened in the last 2 years, I suppose, because I was here for his birth as well. I'm a homeowner now. I never thought, my wildest imaginations in less than 2 years that back from a whole nother state that I'd own a house. I'm a youth group leader. I still have that phenomenal job I talked about, and I just got recognized and got an Extraordinary Contributor Award. So that is still something that I enjoy getting up every morning to do. So there's that. I've started a series of videos reigniting passion of positivity for people that need a little bit in their life, or just need to be reminded that every day can be a special occasion. And those are all the videos you see other than this reflection of the last 2 years. And that's the all about me for you with the motivation, innovation, inspiration videos you see. I just can't believe just how amazing God is. I can't really put into words, and it's hard for me to try to find words and explain it, but he says in Matthew 19, Jesus says in Matthew 19:26 that with man that is impossible, but with him nothing is possible. Nothing is impossible, and that couldn't be more true. I am just so thankful for everything that he's done throughout my life. But just looking back at the last 2 years, just how amazing of a ride it's been. And I promise you all, that all you viewers that are new, old, continual viewers, I thank you all for the support, but rest assured that the best is still yet to come. And the last little nugget I'll say is that, my life may not have gone the way I planned, but it sure is going exactly the way God planned. And I wouldn't have it any other way. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.